Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing a very aggressive Goblin deck, and it's going to focus on one of the new cards from M21, which is Conspicuous Snoop. So I'm just going to read it out for everybody. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast Goblin spells from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a Goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has activated abilities of that card. So this is a very brain dead aggressive deck. We just want to land as many goblins as we can and just, swing face as much as we can. Typically a deck like this is really fragile to board wipes. So if we get board wiped early and we don't have a Conspicuous Snoop to kind of rebuild, we're kind of hooped. But for the most part, as you can see, we are playing as many one-drop goblins as we can. So we're playing a playset of Goblin Arsonist, a playset of Goblin Banneret, 4 Shocks just for some interaction, 4 Spear Spewers, 4 Tin Street Dodgers, 4 Torch Courier, and then we're also playing a couple of 4 copies of Goblin Crater Maker, 2 copies of Cavalcade of Calamity, just because we have so many creatures that have 1 power. And then we're also playing 4 copies of Legion Warboss and 22 lands with 2 Castle Embereth. So again, the deck kind of just plays itself. We hope to go first as many times as we can. Being on the play with this deck is very advantageous. And yeah, we're just going to take it to the ladder and see how we do in best of 1. Alright, so first match up against Massive. And unfortunately, we're not going first, but I will keep this hand. Oh. Up against another aggressive deck. Start off with the Goblin Banneret. Expecting to see some Stonecoil Serpents in this match. Yeah, I'll take the trade while I can. I feel like this would have grown out of reach. I know I just drew Shock, but I didn't know I was going to draw it. And I'd rather take that trade early than let that grow to a 3-3 or a 4-4 and then just kind of stonewall me. Okay, perfect. I was hoping for a land there. Opponent had to use a shock land to bring in this Rhythm of the Wild, so pretty happy about that. Stay aggressive. I'll just play another Warboss here. Going to attack with everything except this Warboss. So the opponent will take 3. And then depending on what they play, I feel like we have lethal next turn. With Cavalcade plus Shock, should be more than enough. Oh, that's some life gain, unfortunately. Okay, but no additional blocker, so I still feel like we have this game. Haven't done the math yet. Math is for blockers. But like I said, I feel like they're dead. Yeah, they're definitely dead. Alright, so a good first showing here. And on to the next match. Alright, so up against Lappy. Unfortunately, we're not going first again, but we do have a Snoop. So I'm going to keep this hand. And hopefully I can show you guys just how good Snoop is. I've actually been very impressed with it on turn 2 and especially in the later turns. I did playtest this deck a little bit before making this video, just so I'd get a better understanding and idea of how the deck plays. And the original build was a little bit different, so I did end up making some modifications to make it more consistent. The original build didn't even have any shocks. I was just all in on Goblins, 0 interaction. But eventually I had to settle on you know, some sort of creature removal, or there were a few times where I couldn't really get the last few points of damage in. So shock was the inclusion I decided to go with. I'm going to start off with Torch Courier, but I'm not going to attack. And I will take the trade if they offer it. Unfortunately, when two aggressive decks are up against each other, the person who is on the play has way more of an advantage. So I'm expecting to see like a Steamkin here. Oh, Cavalcade, okay. And yeah, as you can see, glad I didn't attack. Definitely I will take this trade while I can. Yeah, I'm gonna go creature here. Maybe I'll play the Snoop next turn. Unfortunately, if they end up playing the 1/3 flyer, Chandra Spitfire, shock obviously doesn't kill that because it has 3 toughness, and I'll have no way of interacting with it, so they'll probably just kill me. So if I see that card, that's the card I'm really hoping to avoid, because if I do see it, I'm kind of hooped. Opponent is a very slow player. For being a red player, they're playing very slowly. So I don't like attacking here. I could attack and then pump when they block, but then that gives them access to a 1/1, which is better for their Cavalcade. So here I'm just going to try to go wide. Try to go around them. Hopefully after I draw this mountain, Snoop gives me some goblins to play and to look at. Assuming Snoop doesn't die right now. Don't want to see a Torbran either. 4 toughness creature. It's unless I go super wide, it's going to be really hard to deal with that. Okay, that's unfortunate. So they offered a trade here. but I don't think I'm going to take it. And since I'm behind on life, I don't think I'm going to activate this either on my end step. Hopefully their last card isn't another shock. I really need to get this attack through to be able to keep up and to race. I don't think I'm winning this race, but I don't think holding my creatures back and trying to block NX, you know, giving them a couple more 1/1s, I don't think that's going to win me this match either. So I'd rather take the chance and race than play defense. Yeah, opponents really taking their time. Maybe they're watching YouTube or doing something else while playing. I know a lot of people talk about that on Reddit, where, you know, as they're playing MTG Arena, they're doing something else in the background at the same time, multitasking. I like seeing a land there. Shows me that they're flooding a little bit. I just hope the last card in their hand isn't Embercleave, but I'd be surprised because typically the Cavalcade versions don't play Embercleave. Not the ones that I've seen anyways. Oh. Well, they should have attacked first. So they missed an attack, which is great for us. But unfortunately, they've gotten quite a few 1/1s. Well, I guess they just didn't want to attack. Either they sacrificed the wrong one and they were still planning to attack, or maybe they had no intention of attacking. But even with no intention of attacking, they still technically missed an attack. And luckily for us, this can't be blocked except by creatures with Defender when they activate it, and we do in fact have a Defender creature, so mitigated another one there. Yeah, still not going to activate this Spewer. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win this game. But again, I committed to racing early, and I'm not going to stop now. Just going to keep up the pressure. So I know I'm not getting a Cavalcade trigger by doing this, but I really want to turn this into a 3/3 and this one into a 2/2. Maybe opponent's disconnecting. That'd be a shame if they disconnected right now. But I see them highlighting the Satyr. So if they full out attack here, we can shock the Dodger, and then we'll take 4 damage off the Cavalcades, putting us to 8. We can block the Annex, block another Satyr, take another 3, so we'll take 11 total, and we'll be at 1. So really glad I haven't been activating this. And if that last card's a dead card and we in fact live at 1, we can crack back for lethal. So I'm really happy with trying to race them early on. Happy with my decision. As you can see, it's given me an out to try and win this game. Had I held back, I don't think I would have had a chance. And Satyrs can't block, so... Oh. Interesting. Interesting. So if I Spewer now, they'll go to 7. I can Spewer again, put them to 6. And then I can attack with everything. And I believe this is lethal. Yeah, they can block that one. But then I can pump the other one, and hopefully they don't have a shock. Okay, well that's exactly 5, so... Alright, great. On to the next one. Alright, up against Ninja Pickle, finally on the play. So we'll definitely keep this hand. Hopefully I can find a Snoop, just to show you guys the power of that card. Snoop is pretty great when it goes off. I'm gonna offer the trade here, and then follow up with Crater Maker. And I'll go War Boss here, and I'll offer the trade again, unless they have a combat trick. Nope. Yeah, 3/3. We'll attack like this. And we'll shock. Actually, we could shock. That way they have to remove a counter. And then it becomes a 2/2, and then they trade. But alternatively, we could just activate castle, which is probably better, and save our shock for later. Questing beast. Alright. I'm glad I saved the shock. Just gonna attack with the 1/1s here. Don't want my Legion Warboss dead. It's giving me a lot of blockers. And a lot of good attackers now. And I believe they're dead next turn. Yep, I think they're still dead. Yep, that's lethal. Alright, on to the next match. Alright, up against I Like Pie, 9182. Okay, we get to be on the play. And this is a solid hand. Hopefully you guys get to see the power of Snoop in this matchup. I'm assuming this is a cat oven deck that we're up against. Oh, okay, or a cycling deck. So I know they can get this back with Luris, but I have to shock it now before it becomes a 3/3, and then it just stonewalls my blockers. And it will become a 3/3. I'm betting they have a bunch of 1-mana cyclers in their hand. Okay, so they're hoping to gain some life by cycling. And I'm going to try not to allow that. As you can see, we're quickly running out of cards, so this Snoop is going to be very important. And if they Zenith Flare us, even with 5 or 6 cyclers in their graveyard, it's just really bad. It really puts us behind. So here I will Snoop. Drawing a Castle Embereth, unfortunately. And I'll just pass. Hopefully I don't see my Snoop dead here. Oh. Wow. Yep, I guess you can also play these cards. You don't just have to cycle them. That's unfortunate. So yeah, I don't think we're going to win this matchup. Next turn, if I draw a land, I'm just going to start swinging with everything, because then at least I can activate castle. Because just waiting isn't going to get us anywhere. Yeah. So this is definitely just attack with everything and castle. So we could get there if they don't find their fourth land. But if they do, they're almost a third through their deck, so I bet they have at least one Zenith or Zenith Flare in their hand, guaranteed. And they're just now gaining 3 life a turn. Yeah, and that's a good attack. That is in fact a good attack. So I can only really swing out with 2. Leave a blocker back for this fox, but probably dead. Yeah, definitely dead. Guess I should have left back 2 blockers, but whatever. Alright, up against Goots. Don't get to go first, unfortunately, but we will keep this hand. And thank goodness for the land smoothing that Arena does, because we've been fortunate enough to always get at least 2 lands in our opening hand. So since we're playing 22 lands only, sometimes you know, missing lands is a concern. But we are also very low to the ground. Lots of 1 and 2 drops, so I think 22 is a good number. Opponent with that Sultai land. See what they got. Ooh, okay. This could just be like a Sultai control deck. You know what? I'm just going to go for Snoop here. If it is Sultai control and they have board wipes, obviously Snoop is going to be better later on. But I haven't really gotten a chance to play this card to its full potential yet, so let's see how a turn 2 Snoop does. And before they get the 4th page counter on this, we could blow it up with Crater Maker. That way they don't gain the 4 life. So that could be something that we might want to do. That shows me they're missing a land drop. Okay, they found it. Oof, still no Snoop value. We'll just get aggressive here. If they have a board wipe, they have a board wipe, but now we have a second Snoop, so. And now the play I said earlier about destroying this Maze Mine Tome might not happen, depending on what they do. Kind of off that play right now. I think just jamming a Cavalcade here is going to be good. Oh, still no Snoop value. Why? You know what? I'll let them gain the 4 life. It's fine. And we'll attack with everything except these 2. Nah, you know what? Let's just attack with everything. Get super aggressive here. They can block War Boss now, but that's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They take 7. That'll put them to 3. They can gain 4 life off the tome, which puts them to a virtual 7. We have Shock, which puts them to a virtual 5. Plus, if they don't board wipe this turn, we get another attack in with Cavalcade. So, I think attacking with everything there was correct. Really sad I didn't get anything off Snoop. So sad. Yep. The only bad thing here would be a board wipe. I'm actually hoping we get board wiped, to be honest. I don't want this game to be over. I want to get board wiped here, and then I want to cast Snoop, and I want to try and rebuild with Snoop, just to see if, you know, it's good in that sense. Just as sort of like a test. So come on, opponent. Attack and then board wipe. Cry of the Carnarium, come on. Oh. They're shocking it in, so they have 5 mana worth of plays. Ah, Krasis. I don't think that's good enough. I believe the opponent is dead. Yeah, oh well. Maybe next time. Alright, so up against Justin 1337. So Justin leaked. Fortunately, we're not going first, but we do have a Snoop, so I will keep this hand. And I'll start off with the Spewer, just because both of these have haste. So I think this maximizes my damage the best. Triple War Boss. So hoping to find a third land. Maybe we'll see a blue land, Teamer Elementals. It's been a while since I've seen that deck. Oh, there we go, a blue land. Could be Omnath. Ooh, Callous Dismissal. Okay, interesting. Okay, great. We found a third land. Ooh. Terror of the Peaks. And I bet they have Uro. So I'm getting a sense of the type of deck that they're playing. Yeah, that preemptive good game. If they do have an Uro, I'll be sad. More so because of the life gain. Yeah, we're just gonna go all out here. have anything, they just gave up. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play Snoop. Alright, get to go first. Up against Miech. And we'll keep this hand. It's not very exciting. Start off with the Spewer. Okay. Now we can go double Courier. Maybe they're blue-white flyers. And we can use Crater Maker to kill their first flyer. Okay. Blue-white Mill. Or maybe blue-white Flicker. Yeah, that's not so bad. As long as we don't draw land, it gets us closer to a Snoop. Just hold off one turn. Okay, Narset. So they probably are a mill deck. And I'm assuming they're a Teferi's Tutelage style mill deck. I know it's a broad assumption to make this early, but that's just my feeling. Oh, Shatter the Sky. So now we really need a Snoop. Because after we get shattered, we need to rebuild as soon as possible. So we don't really draw extra cards, so I don't really care about Narset's passive ability. So I'll leave Narset at 1.
Sloppy technique.
Just to get an extra damage in. Yep. Okay, no Snoop. But Snoop is literally the perfect card to get us out of this mess. And it looks like they're on Esper. Maybe Esper Mill Planeswalkers? Or maybe this is just a random one-drop they decided to play. Yeah, we're just too far behind now. They're still at 18. They have 5 cards in hand. They can draw another one with Teferi. Alright, so if I don't draw Snoop here, I'm probably just going to concede. Yeah, we'll deal 2 damage to itself.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Alright, I think I've seen enough. Alright, up against Boom Hip Shot. Boom Hip Shot. And we have 2 Snoops. Unfortunately, we're not going first. Seems to be the case quite a bit. And I hate the matchmaking. It puts me up against too many aggressive decks. Oh, that's not going to work, buddy. Ha! We have Defender in your face. And I'll wait on the Snoop. I just don't want them shocking or Bone Crusher gianting my Snoop before I can get value from it. I know I have two, but... And I don't think I'm going to activate my Spewer either. Alright, it's Snoop time. Give me some Goblins. Ugh. Man, I've been so unlucky with Senor Snoopy. Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna die to the Spitfire. It's just too much damage in a turn. Yeah, we're dead next turn. And another land. Alright, well, that's just bad luck. Alright, up against Borg. And we get to be on the play, which is nice. And I was just thinking, those two copies of Cavalcade of Calamity that I have in my deck, I should really just remove them from the deck. That way the matchmaking system in this game won't constantly put me up against those Cavalcade decks. Let's attack first. Maybe they'll block. No blocks. Maybe they're a Selesnya counters deck, or just a mono green Stompy. Yeah, it's looking like mono green Stompy. Scavenging Ooze, very, very good against us. Let's activate and attack. Now they get to start eating away at our creatures. I'll offer the trade. I mean, I gotta be aggressive. They just play so many big butt creatures that if I'm not aggressive enough, they'll just flood the board with like 3/3s and 4/4s, and I won't be able to win like that. So I'll take the trades when I can get them, although it's bad because the more creatures that are in the yard, the more life that they're going to gain. Attack me, come on, attack. Oh. See, that's why I didn't wait till end step to use the Spewer. I wanted to kind of bait an attack there, but it didn't work. And unfortunately, we drew Shock one turn too late. Would have loved to shock the Scavenging Ooze. Oh, that would have been great. Oh, Garrick. Actually, it's my first time against the new Garrick.
Pray. Accept your fate.
Yep.
Out of our way.
And I don't think we're winning this match. Unless maybe we top deck Snoop, and then we go like 1-drop Goblin, 1-drop Goblin, 1-drop Goblin. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna win this match. So I'm gonna pretend like I forgot to activate Dodger. Oops. Oh, they didn't fall for it. Because if had they blocked Dodger, I would have gladly shocked the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, good game. Good game. Good game. Alright, so this will be my last match with this deck for today. And up against Puissant. And we do get to go first. And this hand is looking mighty fine, so hopefully we can get a turn 4 or turn 5 kill. See what I mean about the matchmaking? Oh man. Why couldn't I be up against like Bant Ramp or Teamer Wreck? Like those are the matches I want to see. I don't want to be up against other aggressive decks. Yeah, I will trade for the... Actually, this is kind of free. Well, not free, I'm taking 2, but I can get rid of the champion. And then I can still use Crater Maker's ability to get rid of the robber. I don't really want to play Snoop yet. It's kind of a weird play. Maybe I should have played another Crater Maker. But I just had a feeling to go for that play. Sometimes I just have feelings and I go for them. Yeah, really glad I didn't play Snoop. Because Snoop would have died. Let's offer a trade here. Because we are winning the race. And I'll just play Crater Maker and pass. I want to leave 1 mana open to make sure I'm able to use Crater Maker's ability. Okay. This could be a pump spell. Could be a Rimrock Knight. Or just to light up the stage that they want to get online. Okay. If it was Rimrock Knight, I could have used Crater Maker's ability to destroy it in response. That way, Rimrock would not have went on an adventure. So here I will attack with Crater Maker, because if they block, I'm happy to make this trade. And then next turn, it's Snoopy time. A Steamkin. And Annex. Yep. Legion Warboss. So do I wait 1 more turn on Snoop? I don't think so. I think it's Snoop time. Not a crazy amount of value. But I guess getting one card deeper isn't so bad. And I'm feeling confident that that last card is an Embercleave. I'll block like this and get cleaved. Yep. And I believe we're dead. We are very dead. Embercleave. Oh, I hate that card. Alright then, well I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, if you're looking for a cheap deck to try out, you know, Snoop Goblins might be the way to go. But as you can see from my matches with the matchmaking system, be prepared to face a lot of aggressive decks. Alright, thanks for watching.